Tiwa's earliest memories were shaped by the bustling streets of Lagos, where the sounds of car horns, market banter, and excited chatter created a constant symphony. Her father had passed away when she was only 5, and her mother, Mrs. Adeoye, worked tirelessly, selling fruits and vegetables in the ever-busy Balogun market. The narrow hallway of their Face Me I Face You compound echoed with the gossip of neighbors, every whisper loud enough to stir curiosity but hush enough to hide secrets. Though their life was hard, Tiwa's mother loved her fiercely, believing in her potential to soar beyond the confines of their cramped surroundings. And for a while, everything seemed hopeful until Tiwa turned 17 and her world took a sharp turn. She fell passionately in love with Taiwo, a lively boy from her school. They were convinced their bond was unbreakable. Late-night phone calls and heartfelt promises gave Tiwa a thrill of reckless abandon. Before long, the unexpected happened. Tiwa discovered she was pregnant. The jubilant chaos of Lagos now served as a backdrop to her fear and uncertainty. News spread like wildfire throughout their tight-knit community. Judging glances replaced friendly greetings, and even some of Tiwa's closest friends drifted away, perhaps unsure how to handle her predicament. Meanwhile, Taiwo's parents, scandalized by the pregnancy, forbade their son from having further contact with her. In the dead of the night, Taiwo would sneak out to come see Tiwa. He was her strength throughout all the chaos. He assured her of his undying love, promising that he would be there for her and the baby. A few weeks before Tiwa was due to give birth, Taiwo came with a sweet, bitter news. He was traveling abroad to play football. A scout had found his video on YouTube and offered him this life-changing opportunity. He once again reassured her of his undying love and promised that this was for the benefit of them all. Tiwa was sad but hopeful. She did not know how she would have a baby without Taiwo by her side, but she convinced herself that this was the best and resolved to stay strong for herself and the baby. Weeks later, Aisha was born, amidst quiet tears and desperate prayers in a crowded hospital ward. Tiwa cradled her baby, feeling both overwhelmed and fiercely protective. Her mother, though disappointed by the circumstance, pledged her unwavering love and support. She often worked late into the night at the market to provide formula and diapers. But from Taiwo, there was only loud silence. Tiwa waited days and nights to hear from him, but all she got was silence. She could not go to his family house, as she wasn't welcome there. No one could give her any information about him. It was as though he had fallen off the face of the earth. When Tiwa reached her mid-20s, determined to better her life, she found a receptionist job at a small but promising tech startup in Victoria Island. She juggled single motherhood and work with unwavering courage. Beneath her polite smile, she carried the lingering fear that life might always be an uphill battle. Few weeks on the job, she met Kunle, a talented systems engineer who radiated confidence and warmth in equal measures. Their connection grew swiftly, followed by long talks over jollof rice in the office break room. Tiwa opened up about her past heartbreak and her struggles as a single mother. Kunle listened intently, never judging. Over time, he formed a bond with little Aisha, showing up with small gifts, a storybook here, a stuffed toy there, and gradually became a constant presence in both their lives. Still, Tiwa couldn't ignore the chaos of her past shame. Sometimes, as they walked together with Aisha, she felt prying eyes on her, neighbors and acquaintances whispering about the single mother. Nevertheless, Kunle stood by her, gently reassuring her that their future was bright. Kunle took Tiwa to meet his parents. They lived in a big family compound that instantly intimidated her. The main house was imposing, high gates, and a perfectly manicured lawn. Kunle's father was warm and welcoming, drawing Tiwa in with a ready smile and easy conversation. But Kunle's mother, known in the neighborhood as Mama Kunle, remained silent for most of the evening. She observed Tiwa with a curious, disapproving gaze. When Tiwa politely thanked her for the meal, the older woman responded with a mere nod, offering no other acknowledgement. A chill set in at the first meeting. Tiwa could sense that Mama Kunle didn't like her, but she couldn't pinpoint the exact reason. Was it her mother's background, her being a single mother, or simply that she was an outsider? The tension was thick enough to cut with a knife. When Kunle proposed marriage a few months later, getting down on one knee on a sunny afternoon at Takwabi Beach, Tiwa was caught between tears of joy and an underlying dread. Her best friends, Yewande and Bimpe, voiced concern. They had picked up the frigid atmosphere whenever Kunle's mother was nearby. "Are you sure you are ready for that woman to become your mother-in-law?" Bimpe asked, her tone dripping with worry. Yet, Tiwa, deeply in love, believed her honest heart would eventually melt Kunle's mother disapproval. The wedding plans became a showdown of wills. Kunle's mother insisted on controlling every detail: the wedding date, the guest list, the music, even the color theme. Whenever Tiwa offered a suggestion, Mama Kunle would coldly dismiss her. She insisted the ceremony had to be lavish to overshadow any gossip about her soon-to-be daughter-in-law's past. The older woman even hinted that having Aisha in the wedding party might invite ridicule from extended relatives. Tiwa's frustration simmered, but she remained calm, partly out of respect, but partly out of fear. In the weeks leading up to the ceremony, threatening incidents compounded Tiwa's anxiety. Mysterious phone calls during the night, someone breathing heavily before hanging up, followed by cryptic notes slipped under the door of her apartment, reading, "Single mother, do you think you deserve him?" Though Tiwa never discovered who was responsible, she felt certain it was tied to the wedding. She sensed a darkness gathering around her, testing her resolve. One night, Tiwa had just put Aisha to sleep when she got one of these strange phone calls. At first, she was going to ignore it, but a strange urge made her answer the call. On the other side of the call was a flirty, sweet male voice. It was Taiwo. He had returned 2 days ago and only just got her number. Tiwa was shocked. She did not know what to do or how to act. Taiwo was her first love. She could feel the butterflies riding in her stomach, but so was the pain in her heart. Memories of all those nights alone came flooding in, bringing back the pain she had spent years trying to forget. What happened to you? Why did you abandon us? Why are you back? What do you want from me? Tiwa had a million questions and she needed answers fast. She accepted to meet Taiwo the next day at a local restaurant. It was the longest night of her life. She couldn't sleep. To make matters worse, it was as though the clock had decided to tick in slow motion. Before the break of dawn, Tiwa got out of bed and started getting ready. She dropped off Aisha at school and made way to the restaurant where she was to meet Taiwo. Heart racing at a million miles per second, she hoped she didn't look as nervous as she felt. She got there early and waited for him to arrive. When he came in, it felt like time stood still. He had not changed much. If anything, he looked even more handsome now. Tiwa had to remind herself to stay focused on why she was there, which was to get answers. As soon as Taiwo got to her, he knelt down on his knees and begged her for forgiveness. With tears in his eyes, he explained the difficulties he faced when he got abroad and how he did not want to string her along, giving her false hope. I wanted to make sure everything was settled before I came back for you, he said. Tiwa could not hold back her tears. Everything he said did not make sense to her, but she was too weak to fight. She told him it was a little too late and explained that she was engaged to be married in a few weeks. At that point, Taiwo brought out an engagement ring. Tiwa, marry me, he said. Let's move abroad together and build our home together with our daughter. Tiwa froze in surprise. She did not see this coming. Here she was, about to marry a man who loved her deeply, but whose mother hated her, only for her first love to show up, out of the blues, proposing a life abroad with her and her daughter. What would you advise Tiwa to do? Marry into a family where her mother-in-law did not approve of her? Or return to her first love who just reappeared from nowhere with beautiful promises? We'll be waiting for your advice in the comment section.